Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah.
إذ قال يوسف لأبيه يا أبت إني رأيت 11 كوكبا والشمس والقمر رأيتهم لي ساجدين قال يا بني لا تقصص رؤياك على إخوتك فيكيدوا لك كيدا إن الشيطان للإنسان عدو مبين
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. And welcome back, my brothers and sisters. So let's begin this epic story of Yusuf alayhi salam. Allah begins this story right at the age where Yusuf is a young boy. Allah says, إذ قال يوسف لأبيه يا أبت إني رأيت 11 كوكبا والشمس والقمر رأيتهم لي ساجدين. As a young boy, he comes to dad. إذ قال يوسف لأبيه, and he says to his father, يا أبتي, oh my dear father. He doesn't just say, Dad, I want to tell you something. He says, oh my dear father. He doesn't say, Ya Abi, he says, Ya Abati, in a very respectful, kind, affectionate way. Inni, indeed, I have seen, what have I seen? Meaning in a dream, 11 stars or planets. The sun and the moon, ra'aytuhum, I really did see this, Dad, prostrating to me. Wow, that's quite an amazing dream. But look at the way Yusuf alayhi salam told his dad the dream. إِنِّي رَأَيْتُ 11 كَوْكَبًا وَالشَّمْسَ وَالْقَمَرَ رَأَيْتُهُمْ لِي سَاجِدِينَ. He doesn't say that I saw them prostrating to me. He actually says I saw them and to me they were prostrating. Because saying it like this is a more humble way of saying it. If you, for example, were to see the stars in the faraway galaxies coming to you and prostrating before you, you'd feel full of yourself. You may feel arrogant. And so you'd say, you know what? They were prostrating to me. Rather, Yusuf alayhi salam, he wasn't like that. Even as a young boy, he was humble. And so he said, رَأَيْتُهُمْ لِي سَاجِدِينَ. I can't believe it, Dad, that to me that they were prostrating. So here we see two things. First of all, the way he shares the dream with dad. And secondly, the dream itself. So let us take them one by one. First of all, look at the way he spoke to dad. Kind, caring and affectionate. He's just a young boy. I mean, imagine your own child comes to you. They're young, let's say 7, 8 years old. And you've, as a dad, just come home from work. And son or daughter has seen something very, very amazing in school. And they're going to come up to you. As soon as you walk through the door, how are they going to tell you what they've seen? Most probably, they will start to pull at your coat and say, Dad, 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 I want to tell you what happened. Listen to me. However, Yusuf alayhi salam, he saw something much more amazing than anyone else could have seen. He saw a dream, a true dream from Allah. But when he told his dad, he never said, Dad, Dad, listen. No. He came to his dad respectfully. He said, Ya Abati, oh my dear father. As if to say, Baba Jan, can I have a moment of your time? I want to tell you something that happened. I want to tell you something that I saw in a dream. That's one thing. The other thing is that he actually felt confident and comfortable coming to his dad and telling him the dream. You know, our children have important things to say sometimes. But who they go to tell that important thing shows how much they love that person and how much they are close to that person. If your child has something important to say, but they'd rather go and tell their friends, or they'd rather go and tell the teacher at school, then something's not quite right there. Why? They should come to me. Just like Yusuf alayhi salam went to his father Yaqub alayhi salam. Yaqub was such an amazing father and so close to his son, even though he has 12 sons. He was close to them all, and Yusuf felt close to his dad, close enough to go to him and not, for example, mum, and tell him the dream. And so already we're learning that Yusuf is not only respectful, kind, but he loves dad. And he's close to dad, and he feels like dad will listen to me. And so he goes and tells him. The other part is the dream itself. What does the dream mean? Well, you don't need to be an expert in dream interpretation to figure out what it means. In fact, Yusuf alayhi salam doesn't even ask his dad what it means. He knows what it means. What does it mean? Well, he has 11 brothers, and there are 11 stars. And so the stars represent the brothers. And then you have the sun and the moon that represent mum and dad, or dad and mum. They are all prostrating to him. And that is a symbolic message that you, O Yusuf, will grow up to be someone very special. You'll grow up to be someone in charge with authority, that people will come to you. You won't have to go to people. And it also shows us, subhanallah, that at the moment your brothers, they're not the best brothers in the world. In fact, they're quite hateful and envious towards you. But you know what? At the end of their life, or at the end of this story, they will become better people. Because stars are shining beacons of light. And light is always having the connotation of life and of goodness and of guidance. So Allah is already setting the scene for us, giving us subtle points that this child is going to be someone special. His whole family are going to be with him later on in his life. And though, as we'll see, the brothers are not the best brothers right now, they have many problems that they need to deal with, but at the end of the day, I don't know how this is going to happen, but they're going to end up being okay. And the most important thing is this child is going to be someone great when he grows up. So the dream is a beautiful dream, a true dream, and it is showing that this child is going to be someone very special. And that is why dad then says the following. He says, قال يا بني لا تقصص رؤياك على إخوتك فيكيدوا لك كيدا إن الشيطان للإنسان عدو مبين. Dad listens to what son has to say. And then he starts to give him a beautiful piece of advice. How does he begin this advice? Ya bunayya, oh my dear child. Just like Yusuf said, dear dad, dad says, oh my dear child, mera pyara beta. Let me give you some advice. What is that advice? La taqussus ru'yaka ala ikhwatika. Don't go around telling your brothers about your dream. Meaning, I know what it means, and I know you know what it means. So this is very, very good news. Don't go on telling that to your brothers. Son might be thinking, why dad? I want to tell everyone about this. Why not tell my brothers? Well, the thing is, dad explains to him why he shouldn't do that. فَيَكِيدُوا لَكَ كَيْدًا, because they'll plot and scheme against you. They are full of envy, son. And I'm very sorry to tell you that, but they don't wish the best for you. And if you go and tell them the dream on top of this, well then, فَيَكِيدُوا لَكَ كَيْدًا, they'll end up doing some bad things to you. They'll plot and scheme against you. So son is listening to the advice and he's thinking, okay, dad, I can understand what you're saying. So if I tell them, then that will just enrage them more. That will make them more envious. And then they might do something based on that envy. Okay, I understand. So they're not good people. But then dad ends the advice by saying, Inna shaytana lil insani aduwwum mubin. But there's one other thing, son. You know shaitan? I've told you about shaitan. He is to man a clear, open enemy, clear-cut enemy. What does this have to do with what I'm talking about, Dad? Well, like I just told you, your brothers envy you, they might even try and harm you. Well, there's someone behind the scenes who's whispering to them, egging them on, and if they listen to him, then they'll end up doing this. So, son, if they do end up doing something to you, try and forgive them. Because at the end of the day, they fell prey to the wiswas of shaitan. And though they are responsible for what they did, and they may be punished for what they did, try and forgive them. Because shaitan is always there. He's always there trying to break up relationships, especially the family relationship. That is one relationship that he would love to break down. And you know better than I, brothers and sisters, what do the soldiers of shaitan come and tell shaitan at the end of the day? They tell him the worst deeds that they've done, or the worst deeds that they've managed to get people to do. And they compete with one another until a shaitan comes to Iblis and says, I've done worse than any of them. What is that thing he says? I have caused the breakup of a marriage. Breakup of a marriage. So here we are being shown that there is shaitan, and what shaitan wants to do is to create problems in the family. And by knowing that, just by knowing that, a person can help themselves overcome feelings of envy, jealousy, bitterness, hatred, because he says, this is exactly what shaitan wants. Let me control my envy. Inshallah, in the next episode, we'll continue the story of Yusuf alayhi salam, and we'll learn about what actually happens. Do the brothers hold back on their envy? Do they find out about the dream? What exactly takes place? Inshallah, in the next episode, we will continue the journey exploring the life of Yusuf alayhi salam. You have been watching the series, The Divine Stories, and I am your host, Asim Khan. I hope to see you next time. هذا وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.